Good afternoon, welcome to Mendoza, Argentina. Day 2 of the Women's Champions Trophy for 2014, and it's match 2 from Pool A. It's a all-Eastern affair as China take on Japan. So this is the pool standings coming into this game. The Netherlands and New Zealand just played out at a 1-1 draw, so an opportunity for Japan and China not only to register their first win here in Mendoza, but also to give themselves a good shot at finishing as high up the table as possible, bearing in mind that the first round of knockout matches is a quarter-final affair. So all 4 teams in both groups have an opportunity to make it into the semi-finals. The top in Pool A plays a 4th in Pool B, 2nd place 3rd. So if you can avoid finishing bottom of the pile, you improve your chances of making it into the final 4. These two met very recently at the Asian Games in Korea. In the latter stages there, we'll tell you about that in a minute. Both teams are now out on the park, and we'll have the national anthems first of China and then of Japan. As I was saying, these two met in the Asian Games last month, and on that occasion it was China that came out victorious by a solitary goal to nil. But that was in the semi-final. Then China couldn't beat Korea in the final. They lost 1-0 to South Korea, and South Korea the first team to book their place in Rio courtesy of that victory. Here is the lineup for China, and coach Myung-Jun Cho has real issues because China offered nothing going forward against the Netherlands, and you just wonder where their goals are going to come from. Number 2, Wang Mengyu, perhaps from her penalty corner flick, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see and hope that China are a little bit more positive today against Japan than they were yesterday against Holland. So there is Cho Myung-jun, the China coach, and well, his opposite number puts out a side that were a little unlucky against New Zealand. They were fairly positive. The goal scorer number 10, Akiko Kato, but they just went down in the end by 2-1, and well, he'll be hoping, Yuji Nagai, that his team can take that positive start yesterday against New Zealand and bring it to this game here. Our 2 umpires from Scotland on the far side, Sarah Wilson, and on the near side from South Africa, Annalise Rostron. So, China, ranked 5th in the world here as an invite for the FIH. Japan qualified from their performance at the last Champions Trophy where they finished 5th. And it is Japan in the all-blue strip who have started the game exactly as they did against New Zealand by thumping it down the far end of the park, trying to put China under early pressure. We'll have to wait and see if that works out. And well, so far a lot more successful than it was against New Zealand. Into the circle, and do we have a penalty corner? We are going to refer, no, it's been given by the umpire on the near side, and we are barely 30 seconds into the piece. We have ourselves a penalty corner, we have a replay, and now I have an opportunity to introduce my colour commentator for this one, the former England and Great Britain international Mel Clelo. Mel, a surprising start in terms of throwing the ball away, what we thought was throwing the ball away, but a good result for Japan.
Yeah, definitely a much better start for them than they had yesterday, and probably their first penalty corner of the competition, so it'll be interesting to see what options they've got on top of the circle.
Well, Saki is there, Manabe is there. And here we go, who's it going to be? It's going to be Sakai, good save, good follow-up, and it just gets put past the post. It was Kato who followed up Sakai originally from the top of the circle.
Yeah, great. Tried to use disguise on the deception on the top of the circle with the flick. These two sides, as we've said, have played recently, so I'm sure they've done a lot of homework on their set plays, and it'll be interesting to see which team can get on top in the early stages.
Lee in goal did well, stopping that one with the right foot, but China, maybe it's because they were up against Holland, gave Holland a little bit too much respect. We saw earlier today that the Dutch aren't firing on all cylinders, and if you can put them on the back foot, if you can contain them and frustrate them, then you have a chance to get a result from the game. And maybe China just showed them a bit too much respect yesterday. Maybe they'll come out and be a bit bolder in attack today. Sideline ball for China. It's Baud who take it. Plays it in forward to Wang, and that is what Wang likes to do best. He just throws the long ball. Crossfield to Sakai. Sakai played at both the World Cup and the Asian Games. She's certainly need to have her passport with her in the last 4 or 5 months. A lot of travelling. The skipper, Nakagawa, spreading play over to the right-hand side for Japan. Down the line it goes, sideline ball for China. China's final pool game will be against New Zealand in 2 days' time. Japan finish off against the Netherlands. And the weather conditions in Mendoza, slightly warmer than yesterday, pretty similar, still a bit breezy, and in truth a little chilly sitting in the stands. But, if the weather forecast is to be believed, then that will change as of tomorrow, and in 2 days' time we are led to believe that the temperature will be around 30 degrees. Wishful thinking. And pressure on Manabe. And real congestion. The defender does well. Thrown aerial by Sakai. Trying to find Kato. And under pressure is Bao. Bao does well. Runs into Hazuki Nagai. Hazuki Nagai picked up a yellow and a green card in quick succession against New Zealand yesterday. This is Li. To Liang. Liang spins round, tries to fire it up the park, but it's picked off by Shibata. This is Ji. And Ji does well, wins the free hit down in that right-hand corner, which she'll leave for Liang to take. Liang gets the ball back. Liang now to Wang. Wang will drop it back to Bao, and they're going to go all the way around the back, are they, China? No, back into Wang. Little touch around the corner and a chance here for Liang perhaps. Into the circle goes Liang. Liang pulls it back. Is there anybody there in red? No, it is Hazuki Nagai who clears it for Japan. But the first real danger shown by China.
It's interesting that China had the opportunity to move the ball around the back and transfer it to the other side. It's the ideal ball that you're looking for. She did very well, got a head up, played the ball into the danger area, just no one anticipating that particular pass. But it's been quite an open start to the game, which is a positive sign. Both sides creating opportunities. Both sides happy to keep the ball in the side and try and play through numbers.
Lovely work down that right-hand flank. And the free hit taken quickly. Wang steps forward, though, to cut it out. And the sharp blow of the whistle from Sarah Wilson. And it's kind of Fuji, who is making tracks down the right flank for Japan. Nakagawa, the captain, trying to find Kanafuji, but it's picked off by Peng. Li. Into Liang. Liang wins the free hit. It's just on the halfway line, which Wang will take. Self pass from Wang. Has a little look up, plays it in short to Zhang. Here is Zhang. Ball's gone out of play. Zhang with the sideline ball, plays it into Shibata. Shibata gets it back from Nomura. Shibata under pressure wins the free hit. And she'll leave it for Manabe. The aerial ball picks Yuri Nagai. Shibata takes it quickly. Tries to find Kanafuji. And she can't pick it up on the reverse stick. It's a very long ball if that had come off. It's eventually picked off by Hayashi. Manabe. Game of chess, this one. As we tick past 8 minutes gone in this first half. Japan with an early penalty corner inside the opening 30 seconds. Then China have had a few forays down the right-hand flank, but apart from the penalty corner, neither keeper's really been called into action. Is this to be an opportunity for China? Well, Liang wanted the penalty corner, but the encroachment before that means it is a free out for Japan. And Sarah Wilson's seen enough. And, I think it's Yu Guan has picked up a yellow card. So China short-handed for a couple of minutes. Lovely ball around the corner from Nakagawa. And Sakai somehow unable to keep that in play. Nakagawa is going to be picking up a card here. And a green card for the Japan captain. Rather cynical.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think there's always an element of physicality in the game, but it's when it goes beyond the point of basically becoming dangerous. And I think in this game it's great to see both umpires setting the standard early, just letting them know that that's, you know, what is and isn't acceptable.
There she is, Miyuki Nakagawa. Lee. Into Yan. Yan can't keep the ball in play. Hayashi takes it to Sakai. Shifted on through Sakaguchi. Tanaka wins the free hit. Hayashi gets it back from Sakai. Hayashi, Sakai, tipped down the line by Tanaka. Right idea, just couldn't direct it enough. We've got to be careful here, Manabe. Just does enough to stop Yan getting away. Hayashi. There's Nomura to her left. Opts to go back the other way to Manabe.
Both teams are strong down the middle and are allowing each other to play the ball out wide, but at the moment that both sides are trying to play 5, 6, 7 yards off the sideline, which is the margin for error with that amount of space is massive.
Here come China down their left flank, but the ball in picks out Nakagawa, who's back on the park after her enforced 2-minute rest. Sideline ball, which Lee takes. A little physical between Yan and Manabe, and the decision goes the way of the Japan defender. Yan just spoken to by Annalise Rostron. Lee. Master Otsuka picks out teammate Zhang. Zhang running to the line, and the pass to Yan. Yan runs it out of play. Going into the final throws of the opening quarter. Neither side with a gilt-edged opportunity to take the lead. Is that just about to change here? Zhang on a spin again. She's been a bit of a threat to Zhang. Into the reverse stick. And then penalised for shielding the ball. So China 0, Japan 0. final 65 seconds or so of this first quarter. And I think this is what you'd call a slow burner now, too.
It certainly looks like it's a game being played by two teams that play each other often. They know their strengths, know their weaknesses, and they're just struggling to exploit the weaknesses at the moment.
Good ball fired in now. Liang up against Sakai. And Sakai does enough just to give away the long corner. Important that Japan just keep it tight here. You don't want to be conceding a goal in the final few seconds of a quarter. It'll give your opponents a real lift going into the break. Ball's come across. This could be the chance. Oh, a squeeze shot. Just misses the player on the post. And it was Japan who started strongly this quarter. China who finished the stronger. But neither side can find the breakthrough in the opening 15 minutes of this Pool A clash. After the first quarter, it's China 0, Japan 0. Well, a little bit of huffing and puffing. But, more threat in that 15 minutes from China than we saw in the whole 4 quarters against the Dutch yesterday.
I think it's a completely different type of game. I think yesterday they set their stall out to frustrate the Dutch, and it was 0-0 at half-time. It was only really in that third quarter that Holland were able to break down the Chinese defence, and it was Mark Japan from penalty corners. So I think China will take a lot of positives out of that game. I think they'll be looking obviously to push on in this second quarter.
Well, a decent enough start from both teams, but now it's a matter, as Mel says, about pushing on, kicking on, and trying to get the opening goal of this game. So look at some of the highlights then of this match, and this is right from the very start. The first hooter, penalty corner, good save from the keeper. There was a good follow-up from Kato.
Yeah, she tried to use deception on top of the circle. Good defending there by the Chinese player to upset Kato's rhythm. I think it was Wang there, sometimes difficult with the face masks on, and that does sum up this the quarter. It has been a physical game. There's been 2 green cards so far. Nothing malicious, just physical.
Oh, well, tried to get that ball away going forwards, and it was Yuri Nagai who almost had an air shot. Straight down Sakai's throat. She brings it under control. Good interchange of passes in the centre of the park, and then a kick from Nakagawa. Wang to Bao. Central defenders for China. Sakai again with a big stick to stop that ball through, and Nakagawa's given the ball away again. Lee. China supporters just below our commentary position, making themselves heard. Maybe about 50 or so of them, all with China flags. And willing their team forward. Off the foot, yes it was. There they are. A few more flags in there. Kanafuji trying to keep it alive. She has one possession back. Kanafuji, little look up, plays it into Yuri Nagai. Kanafuji. Oh, the support, just the pace on the ball almost undid them. Nakagawa. To Hayashi. Free hit to Japan, just inside the China 25. Kanafuji can't bring it under control on the reverse stick side, but nice in the change of passes from China up their left flank, and they bring it out the 25. That was nice. Yu to Peng. There's Nomura. Nomura still going, wins the free hit. Hotta. On to Hayashi. Sakai. Can't bring it under control. Thought before today started that this one was always going to be a game of few goals and few chances. And don't think we've seen anything so far that's going to change our minds, Mel.
No, if I'm honest, I think.
In a word?
Well, yeah. I mean, China will predominantly attack down the right-hand side in a channel. Even if the ball starts on the left-hand side, they'll transfer it to the right-hand side. That's how they play.
And now they're pressing in Hayashi. And Hayashi does well, but trying to win the ball back fleetingly before giving possession away. Well, the Chinese fans are certainly happy enough down below us. Is this a chance for Japan? Lovely drop back, Nakagawa to the circle edge. Can she get the shot away? That one was outside, and Wang gets a stick on it. Nakagawa keeps it alive. Shibata to the left. And able to keep it alive is Nomura.
Good closing down by Wang. That's what she did exceptionally well yesterday against the Dutch, getting on the right lines to get on the line of the ball being crashed into the circle. Unfortunately for Japan there, if the first touch had just been better by Nakagawa, she may well have been able to get a better shot away.
Kanafuji not giving Bao enough space. Brought down by Otta. This is Nakashima. Nakashima has Kato outside to her left. Nakashima stops, pops it back inside to Nakagawa. The ball on to Nagai. This is Yuri Nagai. Long corner. Quickly taken by Japan to the edge of the circle, nothing coming. Long corner. Cracked in, but that was good defensive work from Lee. Got a stick on the ground and the feet out the way. Sakai goes to try and meet the ball, but fouls Peng in the process. takes. This is, or was Kui the captain, on to Bao. Bao gets it up that right channel, and it falls for Nakashima into Nakagawa, still Nakagawa, and then loses out to Wang Na, to Jiang. Shibata gets it, a stick on it, brings it out of the 25. Shibata, Nakagawa, and Nakashima. Wang Na wins the free hit once more, which Wang Mengyu will take. Bao, Kui. That's a poor ball out of defence by Hayashi. Zhu for the ball into the top of the circle, trying to pick out Wu Mengrong.
Doesn't feel like there's been any real flow to the game either. There's been a lot of whistles from the umpires, teams breaking each other down. Neither side, to me, it doesn't feel like either side has really got their pattern of play sorted.
Well, there's a long corner here for Japan. Penalty corner coming. Second one of the match for Japan. And these are the opportunities that Japan are going to live off.
It's a great spin by Kato here, and that's just an awful tackle by Wang Mengyu. In completely the wrong position, coming in from the wrong side, no contact with the ball. Really simple decision for Sarah Wilson to make, giving that penalty corner.
Sakai, Hazuki Nagai, and Hayashi at the top of the circle. Drag flag into the body of Bao. And we're going to go upstairs. Bao getting down low. And it was going goalward. So let's see what the decision is here, because...
Can you have a look for me, please?
Wow, it wasn't a foot, it was a body, wasn't it?
It's well worked off the top here. Disguise the drag, back to the injector.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? I thought time.
Definitely come off the body. Chinese goalkeeper Lee does well there actually to get behind the player, otherwise there is a case for a penalty stroke.
I am. Sarah, can you hear me? Yes. It hit the body of... No! Hit the body... Hit the body of a Chinese player. It's a penalty corner. Okay. Japan keeps their referral. Okay.
Well, there's the penalty corner.
Hit the body. Okay.
Now, Sakai, Nagai, and Hayashi at the top of the circle once again. Chinese crowd trying to make as much nuisance as possible. Sakai once again, straight flick, goal! No, it's not the straight flick, it's a deflection. Far post by Nakashima, number 9, I think, got the last touch. really well worked penalty corner. They went to the left post on the first one, right post on the second.
Yeah, fantastic here. It's a great deflection. There's absolutely nothing that you can do defensively. She's in between two Chinese defenders, and it's absolutely fantastic deflection by Nakashima for the goal, and you can see the delight and enjoyment on the Japanese faces to have scored that. Well worked, and I think on the balance of play, definitely something that Japan deserve.
So China 0, Japan 1, penalty corner from Nakashima. The third penalty corner of the match, their first goal. That's perfectly acceptable conversion rate. And here we go. Once again, now China have got to make something happen. Bao to the edge of the circle, picks up Liang. Liang spins, wins the free hit of Hayashi. Chance here and a goal. Well, they haven't been in the lead 30 seconds, have they? And Japan back on level terms, China back on level terms. It's Lee, I think, who got the final touch.
Almost just a hopeful ball in there. She gets a great deflection first time. Fantastic save by Asano initially, but very quick reflexes. It's great delivery in, nice and flat from Bao. Instinctive deflection that was. Great first save. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get up quick enough.
Oh, I was right with my first call. It was Lee who has got the equaliser. And as I say, Japan in the lead for not even a minute. Well, first goal of the competition for China. And well worked. And as a coach, you want your team to at least hold the lead for a minute. Just switched off a little bit.
You see it in sports so many times, though, that the team that scores is always vulnerable for 2-3 minutes after that goal. Happened a little bit yesterday with Japan, New Zealand. There were 3 goals in that 5-minute spell. It just went backwards and forwards.
Quickly taken by Japan. His is Ichitani. Ichitani tries to feed it through to Nomura. Nomura still going. Nomura. Oh, he's thought about putting it into the circle, then opted not to. Tried to pick out Nagai, and really the ball into the circle was the one. Wang. It's Yu. Sounded like a heavy tackle and was rightly penalised. Yu takes it quickly. Yu still going. A little bit of indecision and a penalty corner from Sakai. Really rash challenge. She's come from a long way up, hasn't she?
It's a big swing. I mean, big swing from behind. Tries to plead her innocence, but
love that. What do you mean? So Wang is at the top of the circle. Are we going to get 3 goals in 3 minutes or 4 minutes like we had yesterday when Japan were playing. Wang is the highest of the players, and it is only Wang now at the top of the circle. Chance on the ricochet, and Hayashi, I think they might go upstairs here. So I'm not sure that did come off the foot.
Carol, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Will you please have a look for a foot inside the circle? You're looking for a China foot inside the circle. Okay, let's take a look.
No foot there.
It's great defending.
It's Hayashi who's come across here. Let's see what Kalmachetti has to say, the video umpire.
I have no reason to change your decision. Japan lose.
No, you know why that is? Because she said it was a China foot inside the circle, not a Japan foot. I think there's been a miscommunication there. I think Japan can feel themselves very hard done by. Wang again. That's a brilliant save, and justice done there from Japan's point of view. Asano diving away to her right-hand side. A brilliant pick by the keeper. Let's have another look at this.
Going in the bottom corner, we've seen 2 goals already in the tournament from Kenny and also from Van Maseka earlier, but that's absolutely brilliant by Asano there. Not only has she made the save, she's managed to put the ball out of play for a long corner.
Wang. Yeah, I think Japan would have felt themselves pretty hard done by if that had gone in. Well, she's gone down under the tackle from Sakaguchi. Losing possession there, Tanaka. So, inside the final minute then of this first half. China 1, Japan 1, both goals coming inside a minute in this second quarter. First one for Japan from a penalty corner. China's from open play. Nicely taken goal by Lee Jiaqi. Shibata. Chance Kanafuji up against Kui. Long corner given. Shibata runs it out of play. And with time running out in the half, that should be about it. There is the half-time hooter, and more enterprising second quarter brought us 2 goals inside a minute. Japan taking the lead through a penalty corner with Mi Nakashima taking the deflection before Lee Jiaqi equalised with a follow-up goal after the save from Sakia Asano. Asano then with another very good save from a penalty corner from Wang Mengyu away to her right-hand side. And this Asian affair is finally balanced. Japan have lost their referral, and that might be key as we get into the later stages of the match. But the half-time score here is China 1, Japan 1. Welcome back to Mendoza in Argentina, half-time of this Pool A game between China and Japan. And as you can see, 2 goals in a minute. In fact, it's probably like 2 goals in 30 seconds. And these two sides still can't be separated. China 1, Japan 1. Let's have a look then at the highlights of this first half, and that's the opening goal and the well-taken goal from Nakashima. A number of attempted deflections in this tournament, missed the target, but that one absolutely spot on, and they enjoyed that one. But literally straight from the restart, the equaliser. A good initial little tip from Lee, good save from the keeper, but the follow-up was a good one. Quick reactions, that's a brilliant save with the stick in fact from Asano. Very unlucky for her, but she followed it up. She's obviously good with her stick, putting that penalty corner away for a long corner. And let's see how the match looks in stats terms. Well, China 2 shots from their 5 circle penetrations, Japan no shots from their 3 circle penetrations, their goal coming from penalty corner, which doesn't count as a circle penetration or a shot. And 1 from 3 from Japan, 0 from 2 from China, and it is about as close as that, isn't it, Mel Clulo?
It is. It's been a real cat and mouse affair. I think both teams have played each other recently and historically played each other a number of times, so they're always going to know the areas that can be exploited. And I think the 2 goals that have been scored have been exceptionally well taken goals. I think the Japanese defence will be disappointed. They seem to be slightly asleep for the China equaliser. But let's hope that the third quarter and the second half overall can be a replica of that final 5-10 minutes, because that certainly was the best period of play in the half.
Well, you can get social and involved in the Argentina Champions Trophy, whether you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or YouTube. There's our Twitter handle at FIH_hockey. Use the hashtag CT2014. You can like us on Facebook at FI Hockey, Instagram at also FI Hockey for behind the scenes and pictures, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at FI Hockey to watch highlights and replays. Let us know what you think of the match. Let us know what you think of the competition. Who do you think is going to win? What do you think of the new quarters format? Do you like the way it pans out? Those are the channels in which you can connect with us. And the umpires have had a chat about that first half. I think they've had an okay game. Just a little misunderstanding, I think, between Annalise Rostron and Cal Machetti in the video umpire box. But otherwise, they've done well. They enjoy their hockey here in Argentina. We've had a pretty good crowd at all the matches, and especially down by the team benches. They must have bought tickets for the whole game. There's a team that wear black and yellow striped shirts, and after every game, they're hanging over the rail, aren't they, trying to get photos of players or with players or signatures. They really, really do like their hockey here.
They do, and it shows how popular the game's become, and it's great to see. Doesn't matter whether teams win, lose or draw, they're still prepared to walk around and to take those photos with the kids that come out and support.
Yeah, and they do give every team a lot of support here. Obviously when Argentina play, the support is more, but it doesn't matter what corner of the globe you've come from. If you're playing here, they're appreciative of the efforts you're putting in, and that's nice to see. And the players, as you say, Mel, respond well and more than happy to give the fans their time after matches. Okay, we're almost ready for the second half to start in this Pool A match, the last Pool A match on day 2. Half time, remember, it's China 1, Japan 1. And it's China that get us underway, attacking the goal away to our left-hand side. 2 goals in one first half minute. And And after a very cagey opening 15 minutes, the second 15 minutes was a lot better. Can the two teams kick on from that and build momentum throughout this match? China with the early pressure down in that far corner. Twisting and turning is Nakagawa. Is sorry. Out they come. That's a good pace on that ball out from China. This is Kui, the captain. Down to the left-hand flank to Jiang. Jiang. Infield to Peng. Peng to Liang. Liang across the circle. No one there apart from Kato, the forward. They want to refer it here. It's Zhu. Must be looking for a Kato foot. I think Sarah Wilson was playing advantage because there was no one around.
I saw the foot. In my opinion, there was no one influencing or near or close enough to play the ball, which is why I see the advantage.
There you go. Confirmation she did see the foot. There's no one in any.
That's the thing, and if it was an open play, it would be play on. So should it be any different because it's in the circle? Personally, I don't think it is, and I think Sarah Wilson's explanation of it was spot on.
It was a foot, but there was nobody close to her, so it would be play on. So we will restart with a bully? Trying to restart with a bully. Yes, we.
Now
Okay,
this.
too far. Okay, too far.
Now, did China lose their referral?
Okay, just bully, go.
They should, because their referral was unsuccessful.
So bully off to restart play. And Kato, the culprit, up against Peng. And China have the ball. China still have their referral, possibly because it was a foot in the circle. And it was an interpretation of a rule rather than cold and hard facts. Now, this is Shibata, and in fact China have lost their referral, so there you go. Kawamashetti's afternoon is done. Kato on the reverse stick, in it comes. It's good work from Kui, the captain. And she gets it clear down the Japan left flank. Kato can't get on the end of that pass. Pretty congested down in that far corner. And corner once again. Change of tactic. Wang hit her foot. Yes, it did. Nice ball. Oh, that's up into the head of Shibata. Shibata just takes that one on the head. She's okay though. It wasn't a great deal of pace on it. Up off the stick of Zhu. Wang to take 16. Waiting for the clock to be restarted. And the big Wang aerial takes China to the other end of the park. that's really what it was designed to do. It wasn't really designed to keep possession, although they have one possession back here. Wang has Kui to her left, it goes up the right-hand side. Kato with the flat stick to put it out of play. Here's Wang. Just going to wind this one up down the middle. Wang into the Japan circle. And the last player to get a touch was Yu, so it's the Japan 16. Japan with the sideline ball, the free hit just off the sideline. Sakai, Nagai, and Coach Cho not enjoying themselves too much at the moment by the looks of things. Kato. There's the free hit. Bao with the challenge. Into circles, out of foot, yes it was. Ball in from Hazuki Nagai and it hits the foot about Guin Kring. A chance now for Japan to run their penalty corners.
It's almost a nothing pass into the circle, but it's again the bobbly ball that the players are struggling to trap. It's an uneven bounce. They're not sure when it's going, how high it's going to bounce up, or if it's going to spin onto them. Still at this level, like, not under pressure, you should be trapping that.
Sakai and Nagai at the top of the circle. To wait for the whistle. 40 seconds. Well, defensive team get their kit on. Now they're good to go. Will they run the same option? Here's Sakai. No, it's not. It slips. Another deflection. But the last touch, this time off a China stick, was slapped in by Hayashi. Interesting to see that one again on the replay. Japan still applying the pressure. This is Hayashi. Sakai. (16). Let's have another look down this penalty corner.
It's well defended. Initially the number one runner, which is the girl on the right hand side, she's trying to actually run a low box. They obviously think that Japan, their strength is going to be the deflections in and around the penalty spot, which is what they've scored from already. Perhaps don't feel that the threat up from Sagai is worth sending a runner out to the top of the circle.
Well brought down by Lee. Plenty of time and space for Wang Na to pick her pass, and she finds Zhang. Zhang drops it out to Bao, who must be relieved that the penalty corner didn't result in anything. Kui. Nice work, chance here for China's Zhang. And it's a long corner. Zhang with the long corner. Wang. Bao. Wang Mingyu. Winds it up and fires it into Lee. And decision's gone against Lee. Nakagawa dispossessed by Zhang. Number 19 for China everywhere at the moment. Midpoint of quarter 3. Still China 1, Japan 1. Here's a replay of this Zhang attempt.
She did well to get a shot on target there. The ball was going away from her, so she's really had to open up her body. Of course, ideally you want to hit it across goal, but to get anything on target from that angle, she did well.
(16). Wang Mengyu fires it up and picks out Xi. Xi brings it under control, off the knee or leg of Sakai. One would have hurt. Here is Wang once again. To Kui. That's a nice looking ball. And it's Zhang Xiaoqiu. Zhang supports her right hand side, and by the time she'd made up her mind to attack, had broken down a little bit. Hayashi got in to spoil it. This is Bao. Otto turn, but wins the free hit.
Definitely seeing China trying to crash the ball into the circle, looking for those deflections. They obviously think because they've scored 1 goal by doing it, rather than the build-up play down the right-hand side and trying to work the 1-2s. Definitely looking for a longer ball into the circle.
Got a foothold though on the match now, a stranglehold on the map. China, they're dictating the play right now. Hayashi. A bit of pressure from Wu. Nice little pass up to Ichitani. The foul from Yu gives Japan the free hit just inside China territory. Sakai drops it all the way back out. This is Wang. Nice work down that left flank from Otta. Almost give the ball away by taking it too quickly, but Nakagawa keeps it alive. This is Sakai. Picks out Ichitani. Then he goes to the near post and sliding in, trying to get the touches. Otsuka. Sakai plays it into Nagai, Hazuki Nagai. It's a sideline ball. Coaches will have just under 3 minutes before they can talk to their charges once again. Hazuki Nagai. And the ball into Asuka. She couldn't bring it under control. And any sort of promise in that attack is now gone. Sakai. Nagai. Off the China stick, so it's a free hit to Japan. Towards the circle edge. Well, that's come to Kanafuji. Kanafuji wins the free hit. And Japan trying to apply some pressure towards the end of this third quarter. Just underplayed towards Sakai. And Peng Yang steals it back. On the break, on the charge goes Liang. Trying to get up in support is Yu. And off the foot. Oh, Sakaguchi. So China free hit. Oh dear, pace on the ball there. Just puts them on the back foot again. Wang. Bao. Wang again. Good work from Nagai. Nagai out to Ichitani inside the final minute of the third quarter. Ichitani off the stick and leg of Wang Na. There's the sideline ball, drops it out to Sakai. Sakai into the centre of the park where Ota has possession. Hayashi. Two straight over the back line. And we're into the final 15 now. There's a nice. This is Hazuki Nagai bringing it out of defence. Countdown from the crowd. And a touch from Sakai is enough to make sure that this third quarter ends goalless and the scoreline remains the same. It's China 1, Japan 1. So, Mel, not much really to write home about in that third quarter. Another game of chess, just trying to wait for those opportunities to arise.
Very much so. It's a game being played 25-25 and then a crash ball being hit in the hopes that there's a mistrap. We did have one where it hit a foot, but the corner wasn't given, rightly so. But apart from that, both goalkeepers have really been spectators. Apart from the 5 minutes in the second quarter, they pretty much just stood there directing their defenders, getting them in the right positions.
Well, they've got 15 minutes left to play and we thought it was building nicely. The first quarter was quite quiet, the second one more exciting. We were hoping that the third would notch up from there, but it hasn't been. Let's see what quarter four has in store for us. So, highlights from the match. That's the opening goal from Mi Nakashima. Really well worked. They'd gone to the other post that won before. That was the first time they went down there, and this was the equaliser. Well taken. She almost gets there with a stick, doesn't she, Asano, in the Japan goal? That's a great save there, and then she's not a million miles away with that. Well, far enough. So China 1, Japan 1 into the final quarter of this Pool A clash. Goals coming in the second quarter. Third quarter, a quiet affair. And we're hoping for a bit more action in this final 15 minutes. And both these teams, all the teams have a day off tomorrow, so in reality, no excuse for them not to leave it out on the park here. It's not like it's too hot, it's a perfectly pleasant day temperature-wise to be playing hockey. But no real intensity in this one just yet. Foul. Little deflection into the circle, but nothing's there. Long corner. Japan have to defend here. China looking to turn the screw. Oh, that's not the best of passes, and Kato can get the ball out of play. Wang. Bao. Kui on this near side for China. The captain has a little look up, plays it in towards the circle. Cut off on the top by Hayashi. Hayashi to Nakagawa. Nakagawa tries to roll it forward for Yuri Nagai, but it's cut out by Bao, who rifles it forward, and it's off the back of the park for a 16. Here goes Nagai. Nice work from Peng. Opportunity here. Ooh. I thought the first touch by Xi was going goalwards, and then there were high sticks all round, weren't there?
I think she'll be disappointed with her first touch there. One-on-one with the final defender.
Shielding the ball. He's against China. Nakashima now. Nakashima up against Kui. Sakai. Shifted through Hayashi. And on to Otta. Down the left flank to Kato. Kato gets the free hit. Trying to rush the taking of the free hit and gives possession back cheaply to Japan. Here is Hazuki Nakai. Nakai drops it out to Sakai. Sakai up the line. That's a good looking ball. Picked up by Nakashima, the goal scorer for Japan. Nakashima, well, foul by Bao, and the penalty corner given for that tackle. Annalise Rostron, in no doubt.
She almost, well, she's giving it for a blatant body check on Nakashima there. I don't know whether she could have got out of the way or not, really. I think it probably looked worse than it was, but Annalise Rostron's the one with the whistle, and she's given the corner.
So will they run the low box like they have on the last couple of occasions here, China? Defensive options, well, the usual are there for Japan. Sakai, Nagai. Sakai on the reverse stick. And, well, it never really got going, that move, from the missed trap until the whistle blew. Wasted opportunity.
Good positioning again by Kato in there. Sakai improvising because the ball was not trapped, so she was unable to get her drag flick away.
Now China straight down the other end into the circle. Lovely run! Wow, that was a really good run. I think it was Liang who made those tracks down the right-hand flank. Cut across the byline, played it across the goal. And that's the best attacking move we've seen, isn't it, from China? Ooh. High sticks. Whistle fortunately blown in time before anything untoward came to pass. It was a foot. Yeah. I don't think they can have too many complaints about that, Japan. Wang, is she going to wind this one up straight down the middle? Yes, she is. And it's deflected. Well, she had to make the touch to the keeper. It came up off Hayashi. And I think they would have dropped in play had the keeper not pushed it over the bar.
Just wonder whether teams are being cagey because there's quarterfinals to play for, so you're still in it.
Well, here's that run round the back.
Haven't really seen too much of this from China in this second half. It was a brilliant run though by Liang, just couldn't quite get the final touch. And this is Asano just popping the ball over, making sure.
Oh, Nagai's been beaten to it, and this is Peng. Peng still going. Body check. Well, that's, if one's down one end, it's got to be consistent down the other.
It's tough because I don't think there's anything she could really have done about it. I think it's great skill by Peng there, but if your body momentum is going in one direction, it's really difficult to stop. Yes, there was a body check. I guess she was the last defender and she was in on goal, so.
Spoken like a true defender. Wang at the top of the circle. Good save again. Yeah, well done. That's good defensive work. Keeper makes the save. Defender doesn't panic. And the lines are cleared. She's done well in that goal as Asano. Didn't go to the World Cup or the Asian Games. Nope.
She might be going to a few more tournaments after this one then.
She's got 60 caps to her name.
But there's no one in on the rebound on the... So, yes, Wang has gone from the top of the circle, but whereas Japan get numbers in and around the goalkeeper, Sano's able to make the save. Saki's able to come off the post, clear the ball without any pressure on them whatsoever.
She had plenty of time to make that clearance, didn't she? Just under 7 minutes remaining in the piece. Are we to get 2 1-all draws in Pool A on day 2?
Is it a question of quarterfinals? All teams are still in the competition after the group stages.
Yeah. Here comes another chance for China. And in the melee, it's a penalty corner. It's given by the other umpire, I think, is what Sarah Wilson's saying.
Azuki Nagai is trying her best to say it came off her stick. Great under the arm pass though.
Well, she's gone to ground. Back stick anyway from the keeper. Take your pick. But here, she's gone to ground.
Stick.
It is the stick, but it's the back stick of the keeper. Wang again. This time Sakai makes the stop. Follow up. Too high. In fact, it's gone into the China player on that post, who is Zhang. Now, can somebody do something to win this game? That's not the best aerial she's ever thrown. Good take in the crowd. Round of applause from her friends. Put off the park by Hayashi. But, China look the more likely to score here. The penalty corner for Japan can change all that. Certainly China dominating possession, territory.
Japan's biggest threat has been from penalty corners. Apart from that, Lee hasn't really had anything to do in the Chinese goal.
There goes the aerial ball, which Bao brings under control. Sakai. Oh, gotta be careful there, you. Just kept alive by Ichitani. Wang comes across to the covering tackle. Sakai's got to make sure she doesn't. A chance here for Liang to break. Liang, she has Peng in front of her, to her left. This is Peng here. Can Peng find the ball across the circle? She put it back in towards Liang. And Liang couldn't keep it alive. And they still had Yu in the middle, who's made ground to try and support the attack. Ball put into space. It's a foot race between Wang and Nagai. Nagai does well. Kato, good tackle by Wang Mengyu. Sakai. This is Hazuki Nagai. Chitani wins the free hit, which Hazuki Nagai wants to take. And, well, tried to find Ichitani. But, miscommunication results in a China sideline ball. Inside the final 3 minutes, China 1, Japan 1. A win for either side would increase their chances of avoiding the team finishing in top spot in Pool B. And while you don't win tournaments such as these in the early games, certainly from what we've seen, the teams in Pool B seem to have hit their stride faster than the teams in Pool A.
Yeah, definitely. I think Holland, have been disappointing so far in this tournament, and I think it showed on most of the players' faces after their game. And I think England, Australia yesterday was exactly what you'd expect from those two teams playing against each other and the history that they've got. And then last night, I think Germany played very, very well against Argentina. They've got the country behind them. They've got Aymar retiring. they're unfortunate. They probably think they're very unfortunate to come away having lost that game.
So can China grab a late winner here? Into the circle it comes. It's behind absolutely everybody. Off the end of the park it goes. China 16 inside the final 70 seconds. To be one late flurry. Wang to this near side where Kui is back to Bao. She had to watch it onto the stick. It was a horrible bouncing little pass from the captain, and Bao does very well. And China, despite going down the early goal, once they've got back on level terms, have looked more comfortable, haven't they? And this is Hayashi, crack it away. And that will be that. It is going to be the second 1-1 draw on day 2. The final hooter sounds, and China and Japan can't be split. Japan took the lead on the 24th minute through Li Nakashima, but less than 30 seconds later, China were back on level terms through Li Jiaqi, and tried as they could. Neither side could find the breakthrough, and Asano in the Japan goal. The busier of the two goalkeepers. She had a fine game to the Japan number 18 and has earned her side a point. A first point for China and Japan in this tournament. And they now have one more match left to play in Pool A on Tuesday. Final score then here in Group A, China 1, Japan 1. So let's have a look at some of the highlights then from the match. This was the early penalty corner that Lee saved. This was the opening seconds of the match. That guy got a card for that challenge. There's the opening goal, Mel, and that was really well taken.
Yeah, it was. It's fantastic delivery, flat on the floor, and it's Nakashima with the deflection. Also, I think very good play by Otsuka it was with the block on that particular Chinese defender out there. But within a minute, China have gone down the other end and scored. Long crash ball in by Bao, I think it was. And then it's Lee with this first deflection, because it's slightly bouncing, is a great deflection. Fantastic reaction save by Asano. Just couldn't get herself up to pick up the rebound, and game ended 1-1.
So here are the stats from that one. And China, while dominating possession, 11 penetrations to 4, 5 shots to none. Still no shots for Japan on target from open play. That'll be disappointing for head coach Nagai. And 1 from 5 for Japan penalty corners, 0 from 4 for China. So plenty of areas for both sides to work on as they prepare for their final matches in Pool A. Japan will take on the Netherlands at 9:30 on Tuesday, 8:30 in the evening local time, sorry. And China will play New Zealand at 6 o'clock. Those two games will be, as I say, on Tuesday after the rest day tomorrow. But this is the matches on day 2 of this Women's Champions Trophy in Mendoza, Argentina. We've had two matches in Pool A. New Zealand and the Netherlands played out a 1-1 draw first up. China and Japan have just done the same. Next up, it's England against Germany, and then Argentina against Australia. England and Germany both lost their opening matches yesterday. Argentina and Australia both won theirs. So some important games in Pool B coming up here today. So the atmosphere will now start to build for the last two matches of the day. With Argentina last up, you can rest assured that the atmosphere will be electric come the start at 7 o'clock here local time for that last one. Don't forget our social media. You can stay in contact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. You can like us on Facebook at FI Hockey, follow us on Twitter at FIH_hockey, where there'll be match commentary. There behind the scenes shots on Instagram at FI Hockey, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at FI Hockey to watch highlights and replays. And that tells you probably all you need to know about how cold it is here in Mendoza today. So 2 down, 2 to go here. We've had 2 1-all draws so far on day 2. Are we going to have any winners? Well, join us later on today to find out. For the meantime, thank you very much.